Hi students, in this video we are going to study about photoelectric effect, which is the main topic of this chapter. Now photoelectric effect, as I have told in the previous video, which means the help of light, the help of photons, we eject electrons from the surface of the metal. So first let us see what is a photon. Now in ancient times, different scientists gave their view and opinion about light, and one of the famous idea was given by Sir Isaac Newton in his corpuscular theory. Einstein said, light is a particle which consists of a definite amount of energy, or it can be considered, light can be considered as a packet of energy, and this packet of energy is known as a photon. Later, different phenomena in our nature was observed by scientists, and they came with a different concept that light is a wave, and with the help of wave theory, different phenomena like interference, diffraction, polarization, etc. was being explained. But later, photoelectric effect was discovered. Actually, it was an accidental discovery, and using the wave theory, scientists were not able to explain it. So then they returned back to the concept that light is a particle. And using this particle nature of light, photoelectric effect was explained by the scientist. So first let us see what is a photon. How can we define a photon? A photon is basically considered to be an elementary particle. Elementary particle means a particle which cannot be further subdivided. If you take an atom, you can divide the atom again into electron, proton, neutron, etc. But if you take a photon, it cannot be further subdivided. That is what we mean by elementary particle. And according to Planck's quantum theory, an electromagnetic radiation, that is light, travels in the form of discrete packets of energy called quantum. So we take light, we divide it and put it in different packets. So one packet of light having a definite amount of energy is what we call quantum. And one quantum of radiation is called a photon, which means photon is a particle of light having a definite amount of energy. Now let us see what are the different characteristics, what are the different features of photon. First one, since they are light, they travel with the speed of light, c. Second and third is a very important point, because it will be asked for the board exam also as an application level question. The frequency of photon does not change as it travels from one medium to another. This is a main important point regarding light. When light travels from speed of photon or light changes as it travels through different media due to its change in wavelength. Now we know the relation between wavelength, frequency and velocity is v is equal to mu lambda. So since frequency is always same when light travels, though light travels through different media, what changes is velocity and wavelength. If velocity decreases, automatically wavelength decreases, or we can say when wavelength increases, velocity will always increase, but frequency remains the same in the case of a photon. Next, the rest mass of a photon is 0, which means the photon is never at rest. And final thing, energy of photon is equal to E is equal to h nu. And if we consider photon or light as a wave, its energy is given by the equation E is equal to h nu, and momentum of the photon, which means the particle nature, is P is equal to mc, because momentum is related to particle nature, whereas E is equal to h nu. This equation is related to wave nature. So photon is basically a packet of energy, okay, and it has a speed of, it travels with the speed of light. Its frequency will never change whether the medium changes or not, but the velocity and wavelength changes, and they have a direct relationship, and energy is given by E equal to h nu, and the momentum of the photon is P equal to m into c. So I hope you got an idea about photon. Now let us see what is photoelectric effect, who discovered it, and what are its important features. So phenomena of ejection of electrons from metal surface when electromagnetic radiation, that is light, of sufficient frequency is incident on it is called photoelectric effect, and the electrons ejected from the metal is called photoelectrons. So the electrons which is coming out of the metal is known by the name photoelectrons. Now who discovered photoelectric effect? Photoelectric effect was discovered by Heinrich Hertz in 1887. Actually it was an accidental discovery. Heinrich Hertz was doing an investigational experiment to find out about the existence of electromagnetic radiation, and he found that when the cathode is illuminated, or when visible light is made to fall on the cathode, there was a very high spark in the electrodes of the detector loop, which means when light falls into a cathode, some charge which he called as negative charge was coming out, and which created the spark. Later, during the years of 1886 to 1902, two scientists, one was a German scientist known as Helmholtz, and the second was an American scientist named as Lenard. They did a detailed experiment to study about photoelectric effect, and they came out with certain conclusions. Now, this was the experimental setup used by Lenard and Helmholtz to study about photoelectric effect. Okay, so it consists of an evacuated glass or quartz bulb which contained two metal electrodes. One was the emitter and second one was the collector. Okay, C is the emitter and A is the collector. Now, emitter is a material which is sensitive to light. Means a metal which ejects electron when light falls on it. We call it as photosensitive material or metal. Then to measure the amount of current produced, a microammeter was connected, and to accelerate the electron towards the collector, an external potential was also connected. A high tension battery was connected. And Lenard and Helmholtz observed that when visible light ultraviolet light or ultraviolet rays were made to fall on the metal plate, the ammeter showed current, which means electrons ejected from the metal surface of the emitter and was moving towards the collector, which produced the current. And they also observed that if there is no light falling on the metal surface, then no current is produced, which means when light is falling on the metal surface, there is current. So the name photoelectric effect, light producing electricity. Okay. Later they did this experiment in different ways. They changed the intensity of light, they changed the external supply, they changed the potential given to the electrodes, then they changed the frequency of the light, etc., etc., and different observations were made, which we will be studying in the coming videos. Okay. Now, Helmholtz in 1888 did a further study on the experiment using electroscope, because he wanted to know what type of charge is getting emitted from the emitter electrode. For that, he connected a zinc plate, a charged zinc plate, to a gold leaf electroscope. And I hope all of you know what is the electroscope. It is a device used to detect the presence of charge. He did this experiment in different ways. First, he connected a negatively charged zinc plate to the electroscope and made light to fall on it. Okay. The first case was connecting a negatively charged zinc plate to the gold leaf electroscope, and then light was made to incident on it. Ultraviolet rays were made to incident on it. And he found that the zinc plate was losing the negative charge, which means the separation between the leaf was decreasing because of the lesser number of charge. The electrons were getting ejected out. Later, he repeated the experiment by connecting a normal uncharged zinc plate to the electroscope, and again he made UV rays to fall on it, and he found that the zinc plate is becoming positively charged. And he continued to make the light incident on the metal plate, and he found the zinc plate is becoming more and more positively charged, which means the charge which is getting ejected out is the electron or the negatively charged. But in those times the concept of electron was not discovered. Okay, so what they said is some negative charge is getting ejected out from the metal surface, which is producing the current. Later on, that negative charge was given the name electrons, and hence the electrons which is ejected from the metal surface was known as photoelectrons. So let us see what are the observations made by Halbach and Lenard. Halbach concluded that negatively charged particles were emitted from zinc plate under the action of UV light, which was later known to be electron, and hence the name photoelectron. In Lenard observed that when, it's a very important point, when UV light fell on the metal plate, no electrons were emitted if frequency of light was less than certain minimum value, which means if the frequency of the incident light is less than a particular value, then no photoelectric effect was taken place, and this minimum amount of frequency required for photoelectric effect to take place was known by the name threshold frequency. One mark questions may be asked, what is threshold frequency in case of photoelectric effect? It is the minimum amount of frequency required to make photoelectric effect come into action, or to make electron eject from the metal surface. Why? Because frequency is related to energy using the equation E is equal to h nu, which means greater the frequency, greater the energy of the incident photon. So greater energy means with greater energy the electron will also be moving forward, which we will be discussing in the coming videos. Next, metals like zinc, cadmium, magnesium, etc. respond to ultraviolet rays having shorter wavelength. They having shorter wavelength means high energy or high frequency, according to the equation E is equal to h nu, which is hc by lambda. So lesser wavelength, higher energy. But certain alkaline metals like sodium, lithium, potassium, etc. were even sensitive to visible light. So depending upon the nature of metal, I told you work function will vary. So depending according to the light and the metal, photoelectric effect was taking place. So these were the observations made by Lenard and Halbach, but certain more observations were also made, which we will be discussing in the coming videos. Thank you.